Cool. Welcome to Problem Solution. It's my reading for if you got a problem. We've all got problems. I don't know if it's your problem. It could be my problem. Hopefully it's not. I haven't got any problems at the moment. At least I try not to think about problems too much. Sometimes overthinking can make your problem worse. My name is Tristan. This is Midnight Fish. And I'll start this reading off with a message from my mother. See what she's got to say today. Whew, number 17. Oh, I used to get this card a lot when it was telling me that I'd be moving soon. Stalk on the roof of your abode is certain proof you'll take to the road. Stalk in her flight, swiftly she wings, in some distant night, leave with your things. It talks about changes in the house, can sometimes be a literal house move. Are you moving house? Or you've just moved house? Changes in the home, house move, birth of a child, and general improvements. So, that's who we're speaking to today. We'll see if the cards agree. We'll switch over to the Bloodlands Oracle, draw 2 cards from there. We'll see what it's got to say. Whew, man, I'm quite knackered. I bet you guys are too. Everyone's got to work so hard these days just to get by. And I guess if you're either changing things in your house or moving, you probably feel quite tired too. Yeah. Want that one and that one. Okay. Let's see what they got today. Cascade, the Cascade, and the Tomb. This looks like a little waterfall. The Cascade. Momentum, easing of tension, and windfall. A newly formed stream meanders its way lazily to the steep edge of a ravine, where the ground suddenly drops sharply to a pool far below. At the ledge, patiently winding waters suddenly straighten and rush down the rocks, gifted by gravity and a clear path down. This card finds you at the end of a period of slow but deliberate movement, ready to cut loose. Let this new opportunity for acceleration hasten you toward a goal. Let go and make things happen. Gravity is on your side. Yeah, okay. I mean, that's quite, generally about sort of when you're in the midst of something big, once you feel it's going the way you have planned, I guess you just kind of just ride with it. The Tomb is about, what is the Tomb? Yeah, death, things buried, past selves or events. The Tomb card represents what has been buried, or something that we thought was buried that has come back into our lives. To be placed in a tomb is to honour that which has passed on beyond the material. It is the memorial of a being or a way of being that is no longer necessary. The death of an old self, of an old relationship, of old habits or beliefs. The Tomb card is a call to let something go, but in reverence. Okay, so you've let something go in your life. Maybe it's got to do with changes in your home. And there's this sense of momentum going, but there might be a problem, obviously, because this is a problem solution read. So we'll see what the Bosch deck has to say. It's a real simple read. 3 cards, 2 rows, 6 cards in total. Your problem at the top, the solution at the bottom, and the past, present, future of each one of those. Future is obviously subject to change, as is the present. Things change all the time. I don't really think you can. I mean, maybe you can sometimes if you're lucky, I guess. If your reading and world events or personal events coincide. But no one can really tell the future. I don't think anyone can with 100% surety. Or even God, because, it's to do with what decisions we make. That's why he gave us free will. At least that's the story they told. Or she, God could be a woman. Or if you're really kind of in the know, you know that there's no gender in the spiritual world or in tarot. King of Skates at the bottom. Lack of help, distractions, self-centeredness. Yeah, the guy having a hard time with this boat. It's one of the funniest cards in here. So let's have a look and see what the deck's got to say today. Baron of Sword. Defeat, cowardice, injury. Some sort of slight. Sort of an energy of feeling like you're being attacked maybe, or you're feeling a bit like a lack of courage maybe, but we'll see. So position 1, we've got the Princess of Berries. Position 2, King of Birds. 3, you got the Sin of Sloth. Again with this lady having a chill time on it. I mean, you shuffle the deck, why does this card keep coming up? Do people just can't feel like they can relax maybe, hey? Position 4, King of Berries. And then position 5, Queen of Swords. And Prince of Swords is in the last position there. All right. Let's have a little look and see what we got. In position 1, your problem in the past, we've got Princess of Berries. Courtship, love, romance, and relationship. So it's saying that in the past there was some issue with the romance. Or, if, you know, because this could be like friendship as well. It's not necessarily always about sexual relationships. So it could be like housemate. I mean, it could be husband, wife. I don't know. But there was some sort of issue there. And it says that the solution you used is the King of Berries, which is quite nice. There's two, it's the same, the berry suit. Energetic projects, coordination, leadership. So looks like your solution was just to kind of take control of the situation. Try and coordinate things. Better communication, perhaps. Put some energy in the situation. Presently, it's saying your problem is the King of Birds, which is purification work, unending activity. All right, so like a bit like too much going on. Wow. Okay, 3 of Bows, fulfillment. And it says that the solution is trickery, a capable woman, downfall of your enemies. Queen of Swords doesn't take any shit. She goes for the jugular. And in this card, that's exactly what this odd mouse creature is doing to this red woman. So it looks like you need to really put your... Yeah, be a strong... Don't take shit, basically. You know, it's like, I think I was talking the other day about the double tap. You got to make sure you stab them dead if they try and fuck with you. If people that try and fuck with you, stab them dead. I mean, don't actually stab them, obviously. I'm talking figuratively. So either cut them off from your energy, or just make sure they understand that you know exactly what they're doing, or, you know, just move on. I prefer to just move on. When I've had issues with people, I just move on. But you might need to actually be a bit more scary. This is a very scary energy. Yeah. So perhaps there's people that have been interfering with what you're doing and you're working really hard, it seems. Quite a lot of things going on in this card here. You've got your feet in jugs and you're swallowing a whole person with birds flying out of his legs, a pot on your head. And then they're coming through the bottom here. So you're trying to, there's some cycle going on, round and round. You got to go for the jugular. All right, and the future is saying your sin is the problem is the sin of sloth, laziness, sleep, tiredness, rest, relaxation, home life. So it might be like a lull in activity. So maybe once you finish whatever's going on here, what's that? Yeah, the mirror, the moon. You might find it hard to get going again, which I can understand sometimes. And it says that your solution in the future is the Prince of Swords, which is a little dude wearing a oil strain. What are they called? Like a funnel, a metal funnel, like a tin hat. He's got a little sword, and He looks like he's having a good time, even though it's a strange picture. Victory against overwhelming odds, braveness, experience. It's to rely on your inner self, really, and the spirit of the Prince of Swords, which is a Knight of Swords, basically. We want somebody who takes action and enjoys it and knows that you're going to be victorious. Despite the overwhelming odds, you will be victorious. So you might as well have a little rest, but make sure you remember to why you're doing all this in the first place. Rest is rest, but the purpose of life, I don't think, is to sit around and do nothing. You have to control, you have to have something that keeps you active and engaged in the world and in life. So, we'll see if my Wildwood Tarot agrees with what I've said so far. So, Princess of Berries, courtship, love, romance, relationships. We'll see. Is that about love, the seer? That's like the High Priestess, isn't it? Yeah. I'll get my little book out and just make sure. Knight of Cups behind there, yeah, romance. 10 of Arrows, which is instruction in this deck, which is 10 of Swords, and 3 of Stones, creativity, which came up in my artist reading yesterday. Yeah, there was a lot of learning through really quite heavy energies. 10 of Swords is like endings and rebirth, this constant cycle of learning from life and mistakes. But whatever it was, you're protecting it because it's a source of your creativity, it seems. Let's see. Yes, I'm right, it's the High Priestess. So it's about that intuition as well there. So whatever conflict might have had to do with the amount of burdens you had in your life. But, or that source of your creativity was somehow being attacked. Yeah. And King of Berries was your solution. Energetic projects, coordination, leadership. Just stepping into your own power almost. Taking, you know, taking your position to the abilities that you have, I guess. Page of Bows. Yeah, Page of Wands. So this new creative spark, this bringing energy to situations, being energetic. Knight of Pentacles, the Horse, and the World Tree. Taming that horse of creativity almost. And the World Tree speaks of, like, obviously, you know, it's the world, isn't it? But it's also the spiritual link between this world and the magical world, the other world. Yeah. Your success, isn't it? It's assured if you keep connected to that spirit of the... I mean, it's Knight of Pentacles, but it's a fast-moving horse in this deck. He doesn't look, you know, he's not slow. He looks like a Mustang going through the desert in America somewhere. You just got to harness that energy, coordinate it. Yeah. But it seems through harnessing and sort of taming it, you've managed to overcome whatever issues in the past it was to do with sort of interpersonal relationships or love, friendships, you know, courtship. So saying at the moment your problem is the ancestor, King of Birds, purification work and unending activity. Like, does it feel like you're on one of those spinning wheels, round and round, the hamster wheel? Work, 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 like Rihanna said. All right, you got the Woodward. What was he? 11. Not sure it's the Hermit. I don't think it is. I really need to, yeah, it's Justice, that's right. It's a very strange Justice. It's like a really ancestral sort of judged by old gods kind of energy. Yeah, 5 of Stones, which is 5 of Pentacles, which isn't about being locked out in the cold here. It's like a trial. Has what's happened recently felt like a trial? And it's about your endurance through it and your ability to keep going. You've endured a lot, it seems. Yeah, protecting your home. Here's the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, you want to be in that home. You've had to do something else. Or you're fighting to get it the way you want it. But it seems that you need some cutthroat energy to come in. Yeah. Justice. You want justice. Yeah. Okay. But it seems like you have to get it for yourself, perhaps. Oh, hello, cards. Don't fucking... We've got the Queen of Swords. Trickery. A capable woman. Downfall of your enemies. I mean, that's a nice solution. This little mouse assassin in the dark going round. Maybe putting an end to gossip, perhaps, or people saying mean things to you, or people being mean to you. Queen of Vessels, Queen of Cups, salmon going upstream. Very difficult thing. And here we have the wheel behind it. Yeah, it's a bit of a fight. Yeah, 9 of Arrows, dedication. So you're going to be under lots of attacks. Like, it's not so much overthinking in this 9 of Swords. It's more about being able to, yeah, just being that protective. Dedicate yourself to getting through what you're doing. Don't be afraid of towers. Here we have the blasted oak. The salmon's going up the river and this woman's being dashed from the tree. Yeah. Don't be afraid of repercussions. If what you're doing is for the right for you and it's necessary for your survival or your growth, you have to do it. I'm not saying you need to go and actually slice people's throats in an alleyway somewhere, but you know, cut off situations or just agree to disagree. Whatever it is that you have with people, however you deal with conflicts, just do it. Don't be afraid to act because of consequences. Because there's consequences happening already. This poor lady looks pretty tired in her cave. You should let her in the house. So we've got the Sin of Sloth in the future. Interesting. There's always that lull after it can be hard to get back on the horse, can't it? Especially if you've had a lull for a long time. Queen of Pentacles, Bear. And the stag behind. Just the Hierophant. There's a lot of, you've committed to a lot of things that need a lot of work. Kind of just feels like you don't want to look at it for a while, but you have to. Okay, yeah, rest. We've got 4 of Arrows, which is 4 Swords, which is traditionally a rest card. So rest and rest. I mean, it's almost like you can't be that guy with the 4 pinned arrows for the rest of your life. Take your rest, but you have to re-engage that. The mirror, the moon. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and make sure that you're happy with what you're doing for yourself and how you're living your life. You can't hide. Yeah. The bear is very strong. Queen of Pentacles is a very stable energy here. So you have like almost a good base. It's like the bear wants to come out the cave. He's hibernated for long enough. But you must eventually go out because otherwise you can fall into a real spiral of not doing. Balance. Alright, so we've got Prince of Swords as your solution for this feeling of wanting to just lay on the grass, face down with 4 arrows pinning you down. I mean, it doesn't sound too bad. As long as it's not like freaking raining or something. But there's a nice big butterfly here. So there's a suggestion of through this rest you can transform into a butterfly again. You know, you can reveal what's hidden from yourself here in the mirror, which is the moon. It's quite interesting. We've got like a stalk like heron thing. The 2 birds. Changes in your home might be what's required for you to get out of that funk. I don't know. Or changing environment. We'll see. Oh yeah, so we've got the stags, the ancestors come back, which I think is the Hierophant. Yes, I'm right. Look, my memory's getting better. It's big level commitments. You promised this ancient woodland creature something that you would do. Huh. Queen of Arrows, taking action, Swan, which is also transformation, ugly duckling to beautiful swan. So Ace of Swords, the breath of life. Yeah. Ace of Arrows in this deck, which is this arrow just shooting into the sky. And the King of King of Vessels, and here we have a heron. Very similar birds in this reading today, herons and storks. Yeah. Take flight, yeah. Loose the arrow. Once you've had enough rest, when you start to feel like it's a bit too much, you have to face yourself. I don't know. Maybe you're stuck. There's a project you're working on and you're stuck, or you've gone through something. I mean, this looks quite like a trial of endurance, whatever's happening presently. But anyone can get through things. You can do it. Just have to be self-aware. But you've made a commitment. You need to. There's some kind of commitment you've made, some sort of agreement, a contract, something that you are bound by that you need to fulfill. You can't take a break forever. At some point, the rest is over. You need to look at yourself and step out, loose that arrow, and be the heron, the King of Vessels, King of Cups. Yeah. Alrighty, let's see. The Baron of Swords came up as the surrounding energy. Let's see. Defeat, cowardice, injury. Something happened recently. How very strange. It just looks like an accident. Have you had a bit of bad luck? Someone doesn't know how to wield a sword around you. They really cut you through the neck. There's a lot of that around. Maybe that's somebody that's done something to you out of cowardice. The Wheel of Fortune that turns and turns. Yes. Queen of Vessels again. Queen of Cups. Oh, look, we've got Divine Pair here. The Heron. The salmon going upstream. Well, yeah. What a dangerous journey. There's been some defeat, but the salmon doesn't get up the stream the first time it goes. The Wheel of Fortune turns and turns. Keep trying. Whatever you're doing, keep trying. Just keep going, really. Often in life, yeah, if you want your dream, we got the star here. You got to just keep going. If you stall too much or get stuck, you know, that's when energies get stuck and you can become trapped. But it's not like in this picture, the thing's leaning on him, and yeah, he's got half his head cut off, but he's got a blindfold as well, which kind of tells me that he could just take the blindfold out, take the sword out, push this little bit of whatever mortar off, table, door, and go. But it's almost like he's scared to get repercussions. Sometimes in life you just have to take a risk. When you realise that stepping outside every day and just breathing and being alive is generally a risk for death. I mean, we all die. So, you know, being alive is you're risking death. I mean, it's kind of part of the journey here. But nothing is ever permanent. Sinnersloth keeps coming out. Like. All right. Final from the witches. And then I'll be toddling off to work. The cascade. Let it go. Just let things happen. Just let them happen. Let the wheel turn. Keep being the salmon, trying to get up the stream. Can't give up. Because for the salmon, that's death, isn't it? If they gave up, that would be the end of their species. You know, you can't give up when things get tough. If you've made a commitment to something, you must follow it through. At the end of the day, you're only as good as your word, really, aren't you? Knight of Cups and the Magician, yes. You can manifest anything with good words. Words of love. Nine of Cups underneath too, gosh. Alright. I'm trying to throw cards at me. Let's see what the other three. Alright, I think that's fine. Queen of Pentacles. 8 of Wands underneath. 10 Wands. 7 Wands. Ace of Swords. Okay, which was here in your solution for the future. Taking direct action. Having clear, concise thoughts and ideas about what you want and where you're going. Wielding the Ace of Swords. You've got lots of burdens, but you can put these burdens down. 10 of Wands always remind us, you know, you could do. But I always feel in this card, like it looks like he's got a long way to go and lots of heavy sticks to carry. But he's not bent over and hunched. He's straddling his burdens well, or like carrying them well, you know. And that you do have the higher ground. In whatever situation you're in, you know, you have the higher ground. You are maintaining your position, fending off whatever problems come your way, or attacks, or, you know, people just being general dickheads. But yeah, keep that Queen of Pentacles stable energy, practical, but action orientated. Here in the 7 of Wands and Ace of Swords, this is about taking action, not sitting by the fire with your cat. You need to go and do. Yeah, I need to go and do some work. Thanks for listening, whatever you're doing. Hope you're having a good day. If you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up. Otherwise, I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye.